It's the most anticipated phone call of this week. US President Donald Trump on one side, Russian President Vladimir Putin on the other. The call is currently underway, and on the agenda is peace. Trump is first calling Putin. Then he will dial Ukrainian President Zelensky. The details are not out yet, but the hope is that there will be a ceasefire to announce. The Ukraine war, as you would know, broke out in 2022. It's been over 3 years. Trump wants the war to end immediately. In fact, he promised that it will end it on day one in office, and he seems to be getting frustrated because it's been more than 3 months. The White House says he is weary of both sides.
The president has made it clear his goal is to see a ceasefire and to see this conflict come to an end. And he's grown weary and frustrated with both sides of the conflict.
Right now, this call could have 3 outcomes. 1, Putin agrees to a ceasefire, and so does Zelensky. Trump announces it and claims credit. 2, Putin disagrees, but he sets up a meeting between himself and Trump. Earlier, Trump claimed that the only thing stopping a ceasefire is a meeting.
We have to meet. He and I will meet. I think we'll solve it, or maybe not, but at least we'll know. And if we don't solve it, it'll be very interesting.
Third scenario, Putin does not agree to a ceasefire and presents his list of conditions he needs to end the war. No one knows what happens then, but Ukraine is highly skeptical. It says the Russian president is just dragging his feet, that this call will yield nothing. That is Kiev's assessment. Which brings us to Washington. Donald Trump has long promised to end the war in Ukraine. Like I said, he promised to do it on day one in office. The very day he returned to the White House, he said he would end the war. It's been months. The war is still raging. In February, American officials met separately with both Russia and Ukraine. The result was a temporary deal, one that focused on Black Sea safety. But it did not hold. Both sides accused each other of breaching the terms. And now that deal has expired. So what exactly is blocking a ceasefire right now? Well, Russia blames Ukraine's red lines. Putin claims any truce must lead to a quote-unquote lasting peace. But what does that mean? What is a lasting peace? Moscow says it wants to address the root causes of the war first.
We have enough strength and resources to bring what was started in 2022 to its logical conclusion with the result needed by Russia. This result is the elimination of the causes that led to this crisis in Ukraine, the creation of conditions for long-term sustainable peace, and ensuring the security of the Russian state.
Ukraine sees it differently. It accuses Russia of stalling while the fighting continues. Kiev is pushing for a 2-stage plan. First, a quick ceasefire, maybe for a month, then negotiations on a long-term peace deal.
Our number one priority is a full, unconditional and honest ceasefire. This must happen immediately to stop the killing and create a solid basis for diplomacy.
Meanwhile, efforts to end the war are gathering momentum. Last week, Turkey stepped in to host direct talks between Russia and Ukraine. The talks were initiated by Putin himself. They were originally scheduled for last Thursday. Zelensky agreed to attend, but he set one condition. Putin had to be in the room. That did not happen. The Kremlin opted to send a delegation instead, led by a former culture minister. By then, Zelensky had already landed in Ankara, but he too chose to skip the talks in person. In his place, Ukraine's defense minister took the lead. The meeting was pushed to Friday. It failed to produce a ceasefire. The only breakthrough was a deal on prisoner exchange. Meanwhile, Europe too is conducting high-level meetings. It is rallying for Putin to accept a ceasefire.
I think I'm even certain that President Donald Trump, concerned about the credibility of the United States of America, will react because, in fact, the ceasefire proposal, the proposal for a high-level meeting, are American proposals. They are important. They cannot receive such a response. We will continue to work hard to ensure Ukraine's resistance and to ensure security guarantees exist the day peace is signed.
But even as peace talks gain traction, the war shows no sign of slowing. On Sunday, Russia unleashed a massive drone strike on Ukraine, the largest since the war began. Ukrainian officials say Moscow launched 273 drones. Kiev also claims that Russia was preparing to test fire an intercontinental ballistic missile, a show of force meant to scare the West. But so far, there's no confirmation that the launch took place, and Moscow is yet to respond. So where does that leave us? The call has been made, the world is watching. 3 years of bloodshed, diplomacy and deadlock now rest on this one conversation. Will Putin agree to peace? Will Zelensky compromise? Or will this be just another missed opportunity in a war that refuses to end? For now, we don't have answers, just a phone call and a wait. At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert, but what you will get is what we owe you, and that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat, and when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake, so we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual, every picture, every video that you see on Firstpost will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.